you most to Crawley? Why did you come in? Good to see you. That's what attracted you.
Start straight away. I lost my job. You want to get back in. I had a chance to come here about 3 seasons ago. I had a chat with the club, probably off the record chat, but we had a chat, and for whatever reason it didn't fit in my time. We just lost the playoff final at Cheltenham to Crewe, and it didn't work out at the time. The job came up, and I'd been very close to a couple of jobs in League One and League Two, and you're waiting for that next opportunity, knowing that, well, for me in particular, like I said earlier, whoever's going to get me is going to get a better manager than I was 6 months ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, and I honestly believe that wherever I got next was going to be getting someone who was going to work his socks off to make the club be successful. And although like I'd had my run-ins with Steve, it was a club that it was a club I could resonate with this place. It was, you know, it's a family, it's a small local club that's silly words, but you know that commitment from the community that you all put in. Come and watch the team. The crowds are similar to Cheltenham. I could understand what restraints and how well you'd done to get out of, you know, this division that we're currently in now. And I spoke to Michael and the board for my interview, and like I said, I was just delighted that I was given the opportunity, and I'm going to make the most of it. It's, for me, there's a lot of good people here. There's work to be done, and which we're currently doing on many things behind the scenes. Not that I'm wrong with it, but we want to improve all the time. And like I said, we're going to give it everything we got to make this club as successful as we can this season and beyond.
Thanks, Mark. Harry?
Hello. What's your view on cup competitions against the league? So we did quite well in the FA Cup. It's obviously got great financial rewards the further you get, and that would obviously enhance the league. So how do you balance that against doing well in the league, or perhaps not doing so well in the league but doing well in a cup competition?
For me, the next game is always the most important game. I won't be, you know, leaving players out just so we can concentrate on a cup game. My remit that I set myself at the start of every season for the clubs that I've been at has been to get in the playoffs and hopefully above that. And I think realistically, if you can get to the third round of the FA Cup, I think you can have what I've seen of my time in the league as a manager. You can make enough money then to be able to go and get the third round of the FA Cup. It allows you to, you know, it might let your chairman go out and spend a little money in January at the right time when you need that little boost. This club's had a good cup run, I know that. Myself, we played Tottenham away at White Hart Lane, and we played Everton at home. We played West Ham in the Carling Cup. It's important. It's good for the supporters. When we went away to Tottenham and we took 5,500 to White Hart Lane. Next home game we got 2,700, like we do, like supporters are, and that's the nature of the game. People were, you know, players were buying 40 tickets and 50 tickets, where you asked them how many tickets they wanted for a home game, and it was, oh, I think my dad's coming home, you know, and that's what it's about. It's about exciting the supporters, and for me, the third round is probably the iconic, apart from the final, the big one, where supporters at our level, players at our level can realistically think, right, let's get there, that can be good. And then when you get that, you know, you win the second round game. We beat Luton, and I can remember now sitting in the pub with a few mates on the Sunday, and we get Tottenham, and I'm sitting in the pub 10 hours later celebrating. and that's what cup football can do, and that's what that's what we're after. Third round of the FA Cup, and hopefully we can challenge at the right end of the table. That's for me personally. Jimmy, any different?
I'm going to spin it back on you. Who asked the question? I'm going to spin it back on you. So there was a team this season that played Man United, Cambridge, and they played us just before they played Man United and beat us 4-0. It was like Real Madrid. I couldn't believe we were playing Cambridge like that. And then they played Man United and they obviously get beat in the second leg, and then they couldn't win a game in League Two and they just about struggled to get up. What would you want?
I think that you can do both. You've got to try it for both. And if you like Cambridge did, they just slipped away. Whether it was from going from the heights of Man United back to League Two football, that's something that their manager should have rectified or looked at. But it happens. I mean, I prefer to do well in the league, but in the conference we did both and did both really, really well. So there's no reason we can't do it again with the right set of players and you guys leading the way.
Let's hope so.
No pressure. Right. Last 10 minutes then, try to get 2 or 3 more in. Push for 2 or 3 more, here we go.
Stuart, you said about you and Jimmy doing scouting locally and that. What about further afield, teams we're playing and things like that? Because I think we had a scout last year, but I don't know if we ever see him.
But you're not supposed to.
So that's what I last year.
It's the word scout.
we're, like I said a lot earlier, we're trying to recruit players, but I'm also trying to recruit the best team behind the team that I can possibly get. I think I've got a real good one here who knows the local area, knows the local teams, knows the local players, lots of contacts. I'm trying to get. Michael's given me a budget that I can do what I want with. That was the plan anyway. That's what I've told him. And I'm trying to get as much out of that money, like I can with the players, as I can. Last year we didn't have. I'm talking. I don't want to talk about last year. I want what would I ideally like? I'd like an opposition analyst, someone who's going to go and watch my opposition for me, so we know on a Sunday morning we get a report on our computers telling us, right, this is what they did. But we also, because we'll go out and watch games, we'll see videos that we can get hold of. We'll have a feel for clubs anyway. It won't be like literally start blind that we get this and that. So we'll have a good feel for clubs, teams. We've brought in a physio currently. We've got a new kit man, Scott, at the back. Scott?
Give Scott a wave, everyone.
Scott, man,
Welcome, Scott.
He's got an army background and his work so far has been meticulous.
Fantastic.
He even provided us with
G-Lace.
G-Lace today, nice.
Even though they were last year's.
Yeah. I'm trying to get as much as I can out of the money that I've got, whether it to cover analysis, someone who's going to watch our games, clip it, so on a Monday morning or a Tuesday morning or a Friday morning for opposition, stuff like that, someone puts we get a presentation to the players. The players know things that we can improve on as a team, individually, because I think that's important. I want players who want to come in here, not only want to do well, want to keep improving, want to learn. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I think you need the analyst for that. We're trying to work out whether we're strength and conditioning or stroke fitness. We're just trying to push the boundaries to get whatever we can for the money that I've got. And hopefully by this time next week, 10 days, we'll have that in place. But when the players come back, they can see that we've strived to make it that little bit more professional. They can see that we're striving to just give them everything that they can, so they have no excuses. They can't say, oh, we didn't do this, or you did this and we didn't like that. I've spoken to the players that are here. I know the type of players that I'm trying to bring to the club, and I'm going, right, this is what they're after. Let's try and give them that. They're not going to get everything. They're not going to get everything that they're wanting or would like to see happen. But I want them to come back on the first day and go, yeah, I like that. I like that. It might take a couple of days, but I didn't know we did. I didn't know we did that. I want them to be a positive place. That's what we're after.
Shake up the mentality. Listen,
positive attributes.
The mentality last season, look, there's no hiding it. You went down. We went down. But we need to change that, and we need to refocus them, reboot them, and by just doing them little things that they weren't doing last year, they're going to come in and it's going to be fresh, and it's all going to be fresh ideas, and that's what we're aiming to do. Because there's still a lot of good players here from last season who are still going to be here, and we need to show them that we mean business, and that's what we're going to do.
Thanks, Jesse. Just come through, that's all right.
We'll just shout.
There we go.
Hi there, I'm Tracy. That way? Yeah. What do you want from us as your fans? Because these are the diehards here. A lot of them do the away games too. What can we do, apart from bringing all our friends, family, and trying to up the game, which is what we've been doing for years anyway?
Good question.
It's a good question, very good. Bring a mate along to start with. I'm sure the club would be happy with that. What do I want from you? When it's a two-way thing, it can be the players in particular who need you at certain times. But I also understand the players you need the players to excite you, to give you encouragement, and I'll try and put a team out come the 8th of August that gets you going from the start. Sometimes I'll need you, the supporters, to be a little bit vocal and get behind the players. We're all supporters. We all want the club to do well, and I think the players, and listen, I don't know from experience. I think this is probably an encouraging crowd. I wouldn't imagine there's too many if you give too much stick to too many of the players that they're taking the bad way. I would just encourage you to be as supportive and as encouraging as you can, because none of the players go out there trying to make a mistake, trying to do the right thing. But we all make mistakes. I'll make mistakes. Jimmy will make mistakes. As long as we try and do it in a positive manner and for the right reason, I just hope that you all just get behind your team, get behind the team that you pay a lot of good money to come and watch every Saturday and go and watch, travelling up and down the country. Just get behind them. Just get behind them. Be as vocal as you can. Make it hostile as you can. And I don't imagine it's too hostile for the opposition, in terms of you don't hammer your own players, but I bet it's quite a nice, for other supporters coming in, because that's that non-league mentality that the club's had. And that, I didn't mean that, I don't take that the wrong way, but you know what I mean? It's like at Kidderminster, where I first managed, at half time I used to swap ends and walk past the opposite teammates and stuff like that. And that doesn't happen in the Football League because it's not allowed to happen in the Football League. But that just shows, walk by when a big fight starts. It's a nice football club. Nice there, but that's, I just want some positivity from you. But I also realise that we've got to also provide you with that, and hopefully you'll see from our recruitment what we're trying to do. Hopefully we'll have some positive performances in pre-season. Because I don't know how pre-season works in terms of results. I don't know if you want me to win every pre-season game and then we do then the season where I don't know. When I'm saying this, I mean myself. I don't know how there's a formula that what you do in pre-season equates to what you're doing in the season. All I'll say is we'll be trying things out. It'll be fitness, particularly the early games, and we'll be trying things out and looking at different people in different things. And then as we get towards the 8th of August, it'll be more tactical and more realistic about what we are hopefully going to be about over the coming months.
Thanks, Mark. Got one more gentleman here. Just keep too quiet.
Hiya, I'm Terry. Before I joined, used to come here, I was a Crystal Palace supporter, but I haven't been to them since the 80s and I've been a supporter here. We don't have a song at the beginning of the match, which I think is quite poor actually. I think to get the fans going, we should have a song. Crystal Palace had Glad All Over, which really got the fans together. We have nothing. We could have a song like Reach for the Stars, where everybody...
It's not something that me and Jimmy, that's not on our... I fully understand where you're coming from, and I think, listen, there's enough people at the club who are here tonight, hopefully that one or two are making notes about things we should be doing, Bruce, and then perhaps what would we have? Do we have a poll on the website where we pick a song, or do we whatever?
So I was just about to suggest, I think we would like to, as a club, we would like to have you fans send in your suggestions, and we'll make a short list, and then we'll do a vote for the final Crawley Town song. I think that would be the best idea, I think. Do you think? Let's get you guys involved. I didn't pay him to say that, by the way, either. That was your own question, wasn't it?
Yeah, I've always wondered why we've never done it.
No, I'm glad you asked.
Glad All Over. I reckon we should just nick that one.
I never 5 clubs out of me. Yeah, Blackpool do it, yeah. Good question, I like that. So yeah, do that. We'll put something on the website, won't we, Bruce? For you to send in your suggestions, and as I said, we'll do a short list, and then before the start of the season, we'll get you to vote for your favourite one, and I'll try and find it somewhere on iTunes. Okay, now last couple of questions.
Alan Harper, are you happy with the pre-season matches you've got? Are there any more in line? Is hoping to arrange? And what's your thoughts on playing on an artificial pitch at Maidstone?
Sorry. Pre-season's pre-season for me. Pre-season's about getting the work into the players, trying to implement our ideas across to them, and that coming out. It's not going to be perfect from the start. We're going to get little hiccups. You're going to get little injuries. It's about the players doing as many days on the training ground as they can without injury prevention. Just them getting used to what we're trying to do. The games, I think we've got some really good ones. I think we've got some really decent home games against some really good clubs. A local derby against Brighton. Reading are always a good, strong, competitive team. They're real big tests for us. You know, Burgess Hill, they've got some good players, as was alluded to here. We're going to be tested. It's going to be our first one. We're not going to be as sharp. The players are going to be probably fatigued from the first couple of weeks. So we're going to get results in pre-season. Don't bother me, but obviously I want to win everything. I want to win every tackle, every game that we're competing in. I think at the moment we are currently looking for a game on the 1st, Michael. The 1st of August. We had one penciled in that's let us down. So as of today, we are putting there's a circular out about a game for the 1st of August. So that's the only one we've got a question mark. Apart from that, I think every one of them is competitive. Jimmy talk about Maidstone in a minute, but you know we'll have to. Depending, a lot of older players don't particularly like playing on the new artificial 4G. You know, but then we'll have to look what we've got. It's something we'll have to think about. It depends on the type of player we bring in. If anyone has a particular, they don't fancy it because it's the 4G. But I can't imagine too many of the boys that we're trying to sign having too many problems with it. Eugene? No. But I mean, you know, Jimmy, we were talking today. Maidstone have got some really good players. There's going to be some real tests, and they'll always up their game against the local league side, if you like. So they're all good competitive games, and I can't wait for it all to start on the 1st of July, to be honest.
Okay, thanks, Mark. So the last 1 or 2 questions. Move most of your time while the guys are here. Everyone done? Everyone happy? Okay, Mark. Jimmy, do you want to give a bit of a sign off to the evening?
Best Indian curry house in Crawley. Jimmy's taking me out for dinner tonight.
Have you enjoyed the Marks and Spencers, have you, Mark?
Enjoyed somewhere, yeah. So nowhere? Taj Mahal or Pastel?
Cinnamon, Tilgate.
Cinnamon? Tilgate.
Do a sign off, yeah?
We'll go there.
Got John Barnes would like to say the final word. And we couldn't ask for something
Don't
else.
start rapping.
We'll Crawley Town rap. There we go.
All I can say, Mark, is if you get Crawley playing like he did at Cheltenham, we're in for some good times. And I think they made the right appointment. And when you bring in Jimmy on board, I think we're going to do really well this year. So thanks for coming anyway. You know.
Thanks for having us.
Well, thank you very much, Mark. And Jimmy. And once again, many thanks to all of you. Great, absolutely brilliant turnout. It's been lots of fun. I hope you've had lots of information that you want in preparation for the big season. And we all look forward to seeing you, hopefully at Burgess Hill, away. We know you'll be there. And obviously the first home pre-season game. And please do send in your suggestions for the song. No West Club. Thank you. Good night. Take care.